Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here from YouTube. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Dfinity's internet computer and a few things that I'm noticing on the charts. I do think that there is a potential for a bounce. So let's get into it. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Smash that like button if you support internet computer and what Dfinity is doing. Now, a few days ago, back on April 10th, 3 days ago, I dropped this little gem on Twitter. And if you guys want, you can follow me at Real6Fig. And this is where I'm dropping all sorts of useful information like this. So currently, I do think that there is some sort of Wyckoff accumulation pattern that is occurring on ICP. This is a very naturally occurring pattern that we see in the markets across all of finance, whether it's Forex, down to futures, down to options trading, whatever the case may be, crypto stock market, derivatives, like name it. And you can see that this is a very common pattern to see in the market. So we're not going to get into any super high technical detail on what I think is happening, but just from my own observations, this appears to be filling out some sort of Wyckoff pattern. So I think that right now we are somewhere in phase C as far as ICP is concerned. Now let's just kind of hop over to the charts real quick. And I just want to kind of illustrate a few other things that I'm seeing in this pressure point trend line that we need to get above. And this is going to be crucial that ICP does get above this level. So here's what I am seeing. We are seeing some bullish divergence, and we are seeing the RSI increase as the price is decreasing. So this is kind of nice to see. In addition, like I've mentioned in a lot of the other videos I've put out on ICP recently, I do think that there is this significant falling wedge that is present on the charts right now. So a few other things that I want to just go ahead and cover. Basically, the RSI is ticking upward. And we can see that this is pretty much right on line with previous lows of the RSI. So are we going to get another bump here? Well, we don't exactly know, but there might be some chance that the RSI is tightening its leash, and we will continue to see buying power steadily increase, hopefully into all of 2022 or the rest of 2022. Let's go ahead and just throw up, just to give you an idea of what exactly is going on with ICP price. We are going to throw up a inside pitchfork, and I'm going to measure from 750 because that is where I do think that price ended up the day of launch. So there is 750 right here, and we can see where ICP is kind of trading. Bear with me, folks. Just want to get this set up. And so you can see how ICP has really been following this trend line to the downside. And right now we are currently pressing up against this trend line here. And we need to break out of this channel. That is the mission. So I'm hoping what we see is price action react, come up to about the $30 level. At this point, I would totally expect price action to come down and test this very upper trend line. The tides could turn on ICP if we see this happening. One bullish thing that I'm liking here is that we can see how price action got sucked down into this channel here. It would have been really bad if we would have gone below this little median line here. And if you're not familiar with pitchforks, this is how it works. This median line represents a neutral ground. When price is hovering up here, we have resistance. When price is down in these areas, we have support. So if you can kind of see that right now, ICP price action is battling that resistance. So if we can prevail against it, that will assure us that things are going strong for ICP. Now, getting back to this channel here, we can see that it's made improvements those last couple weeks. We can see how ICP has traveled up into this other channel here. So this is a very bullish sign, and we are just coming back down for a test. I'm hoping that we get the bounce off this level. Uh, Other than that, folks, ICP is looking halfway decent. Let's look at this on a little bit of an hour chart here. Currently, we are up on the day, and it almost looks like there could be some sort of ascending triangle that is forming. So, this is wonderful to see. Ascending triangles are very bullish signs that we are gearing up to see price take off. The only thing that I don't like about this ascending triangle is that it's a multi-day. Usually when we start to see these ascending triangles like on a multi-month fashion, we will usually see bigger results, bigger booms to the upside. But on the hourly chart, I would expect price action to eventually squeeze here and really kind of come up and maybe test this 200 moving average, something like this, right around this $18 ish level. That would be my guess. Now, furthermore, when we look at things like Wyckoff pattern, things like ascending triangles, and all this other stuff, we also need to be on the lookout for impulse and corrective waves. And the one thing that I see right out of the gates here, folks, is this glorious ABCDE corrective wave that hit us down from this $22 ish level. So, this is telling us that this corrective wave has run its course. So, hopefully, we are ready to kind of reset price action. This is looking very interesting, folks, for the most part. I do think that as long as Bitcoin will stay somewhat solvent, I do think there is a chance for internet computer here to really kind of take off. Let's just go ahead and look at the 4 hour chart. Didn't want to look at the 4 day there. And you can see price action too far away from the Ichimoku cloud. I still do believe that we are too far away from the Ichimoku cloud. Getting back to one of the last videos I also did on ICP, I was kind of talking about how on this 4 hour chart, whenever we start to see the official death cross happen, that's usually a good indication that the worst is over. Not all the time, but sometimes. So this is very interesting to say the least. And I am hoping that maybe we'll come back up to test this 50 moving average, ultimately landing us around this 200. So that would be wonderful. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin because this is going to be very important as well. Bitcoin's been on a rampage. Today, I've got the set lit up green because we're all in the green right now, right? So let's just take a quick peek at Bitcoin, see where it retraced to. And also, ICP is going to be integrating Bitcoin into its platform, which is going to be nuts. So, with that said, we came down to the 227 percent level. Usually, the 127 to the 161.8 is a level that I will look for retracements to kind of settle down at. But this was a huge correction, and it took us down to the 227. So, really, for Bitcoin, I think that there is a chance we're going to see a little bit of resistance right around this $41,800 level. And if we pass that, we might see a little bit more resistance around this $43,000 level. Now, let's look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart because that's what I am looking at the most. You can see I was doing some math on Bitcoin a little earlier. Right now, Bitcoin it's at the bottom of this candle here. We can see that bulls are buying up this bottom. That's why we have this wick. So Bitcoin is wicking the last week down to 39,000. People are buying the dip. Not saying it's the right thing to do, but One other thing we can see is that there might be some sort of symmetrical triangle that is forming here. So I do think that there could be some continuation, perhaps into next week, the week of April 25th, somewhere in there, in between the 18th and 25th, there might be some sort of increased volatility. Let's see if we can get a time sequence to arrive somewhere right in here. Just would be interesting if that happened. Okay, nothing, but that looks good. So let's do one more here. I mean, it's telling us through this Fibonacci time sequence that the week of April 11th, there's going to be increased volatility or some sort of reversal for that matter. I think that it is what it is. With Bitcoin, we're just going to have to play the waiting game for now. So I'm totally expecting Bitcoin to trade within this 40,000 to 43.8 level until maybe April 23rd ish, somewhere in there. April 19th to the 23rd would be my guess. At that point, we're either going to the upside or we will learn the fate of Bitcoin. So really, folks, that's all I have right now for ICP. I am going to be starting a new series on ICP called Lunch and Learns. So what we'll do is we will go over different projects within the ICP ecosystem, and then we'll do like TA at the end or whatever. So it should be a lot of fun. You get to kind of know the ecosystem. I've been playing around in it now for like the last month and a half. Highly recommend it. I will throw a link in the comments section or the description, probably both, if you want to at least just check out the ecosystem, folks. I do think that what they have going on here is definitely something special. So with that said, folks, hope you guys all have a wonderful day wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for watching the video. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys on the next video.